4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, this is Ryan here, bringing us a commentary. This is going to be the second set between Bisu and C in the round of 16 of the Bigfile MSL. At the 12 o'clock position in white as the protoss, we're going to have Bisu. That means that at the 4 o'clock position, playing as Terran in blue, we're going to have C. It's going to be on Triathlon, 3-player map. Really interesting for TVP in particular because in TVP you generally see a lot of Arbiter play, and when you see a lot of Arbiter play, you get to see the Arbiters on this map occasionally being mind-controlled, so it's going to be interesting. C, surprisingly for some people, is 1-0 ahead, so he might be bringing us our first big upset of this entire tournament by getting himself into the quarterfinals past Bisu. Of course, Bisu just recently back from his slump, and that he decided to end by going on what month-long training camp, and I don't know exactly what crazy steroids they put into the T of T1 members, but Bisu came back and truly has been playing clutch in the Pro League playoffs, truly helping T1 on their way, trying to break their way to the grand final of the Pro League playoffs, which if the planets align, Nuke and I just might duel. Seems like just one of those things that we enjoy doing together. So let's hope for that. Keep your fingers crossed and all that stuff. Hope for the best. But yeah, definitely not either of these players' best matchups, and that kind of evens it out a little bit. C has been playing a lot better than he did in the last a year ago or so. He's kind of been, I think the new coach, right? The new coach that used to be their old coach has really kind of brought back some life in him, and he's finally hoping to break through in a tournament here. I think last time I saw he ended up being in the round of 16 when he got knocked out, so this time he could be bringing us the first big upset and getting himself into a best-of-5 situation. Seems like he's going to be going for one Fac and Expo. While on the opposite side we did see Bisu go for a 12-nex, and the guy there hiding his face, and I don't know why. I think that's, I don't know, might be C's brother or something. Yeah, it might definitely be that. I'm not really too sure, but they're really enjoying that. Everybody's really enjoying making fun of that. But yeah, or either one Rex into Expo, actually, not one Fac in Expo. Yeah, felt that Rex was coming in a little bit late, but one Rex into Expo. On the opposite side, Bisu goes for 12-nex at that secondary beyond the eggs, gonna pick up the safe expansion for himself. Well, C's just going to go into one Rex and Expo, kind of more of a Zerg build, maybe Bisu's going to play Protoss for once. No. Going to get that, both players going to get their scouting locations correctly. He's going to go in there, spot the gateway coming up, and the scouts are going to be able to be in there for a little while. Bisu's not as long, I feel, because Marines do pick off probes rather nicely. Meanwhile, Bisu's going to have to wait for his initial Dragoon to come out to really take care of that SCV. Well, SCV's going to be able to get the full scout until a Dragoon comes in there, kind of picks him off. And if we're going to see whether she actually goes with SCV to that 12 o'clock, to that 11:30 o'clock position and picks up what's going on there. Bisu not managing to get the scout at all. Does spot the commands that are coming up, so that should give him an idea what's happening. But meanwhile, he does not have the full-on scout. And I just realized my nose is clogged, and that is so annoying. Where's my Nezerol when I need it? I believe that's the second gateway coming up there for Bisu, so he's going to go for 2-gate. Doesn't have a single Zealot out there, so, I mean, not good. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to be adding in and pumping nothing but Dragoons for now. Meanwhile, now, on the opposite side, do CC put up a, I hate saying that, do CC Shield put up a bunker at the front there, just help himself defend, and also actually going out there with a Marine and picking up an Arbiter, just to kind of open up for himself a little bit. Bisu going to try to get through the pro, but just going to lose it, and I'm going to take a sniff of this thing that just might clear up my nose. Give me a sec. Oh my god. Whew, that hit the spot. Okay, cleared up one of my nostrils. That's gonna make this a whole lot more easier. But yeah, C also picking off the Arbiter there beyond the eggs. Any Arbiter he picks off now is basically an Arbiter that Bisu will not, there's a chance that Bisu will not mind control as the game goes on. So there's a pretty good idea to do that. He's going to expand pretty quickly a second time beyond those X, so he's going to go heavy macro game here. While just trying to get his get his troops out there. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, Bisu just slowly killing his X with his Dragoons, also pick off the Arbiter. and just going to continue doing so. Just stay on these 2 bases. We're going to see whether, yeah, he's going to be forced to go off those 2 bases into an observer build, I think. I think he's going to have to try to get an observatory out there before he tries to do anything else. He needs to get an observer out to get the scout inside of C's base before he himself feels safe enough to expand at that natural expansion location at the upper right-hand corner. Because otherwise it's taking just a little bit too big of a risk. But C's not really going to be threatening Bisu this early on. He just has his factory up, doesn't really have much in the way of units. Finally going to be able to pick off that SCV, who's going to be annoying in a scout this entire time. Second SCV coming in and going to spot that there's nothing really too much crazy. He's going to spot the robotic facility coming up, but that really shouldn't make him too suspicious. We're probably going to be seeing observatory coming up very soon. There you go, right there at the secondary. Don't really see Protoss going for Reavers against Terran much at all lately. It was more of a thing lately. I think Much, especially, I remember Much being a player that employed that strategy, going for Reavers against Terran players, and with some success and some failure as well. But Bisu definitely a guy. He goes for Sarah Reaver more. He goes for Sarah Reaver against Zerg players. So his shuttle and Reaver Micro is definitely there, especially when you think about his PvP, which at one point not that long ago was pretty much the best in the game. So he definitely has that Reaver Micro going the upset. Ooh, C actually has an armory already working on the upgrades as he just now gets his second factory up alongside the E-base, so he could be working on some turrets, I think, to put himself up. Did spot that robotics facility up, so he definitely wants to put up some turrets to pick off that observer before it gets inside of his own base. Well, it's actually put on a supply depot, the upper left-hand corner. Natural do see us robotic support bay, so we might be seeing some Reavers from Bisu switching things up a bit. Do think that he's not going to be expecting this. I mean, you see robotics facility, and you expect observer before you expect anything else. There's an observer out there kind of spotting things out, spotting the missile turret placement, trying to get inside. Gonna be able to just bypass a couple of those turrets and get inside the main, and even scout out that secondary. So at the latest, the observer is going to be able to go inside and is going to be able to get the full scout, but not going to be able to escape from the board, but also just going to be able to go down here to that natural expansion position as C just now puts up his academy. So if I'm going to be seeing some consultations coming down from him just to give him additional scouts. Bisu meanwhile going to be expanding at that natural expansion, sees that he's completely safe, doesn't really have too many troops out there. And meanwhile does have a shuttle out there, which I assume has a Reaver inside, might have a Dragoon in there as well. Will be the safe thing to go for. Don't actually see a Reaver. Yeah, there we go, 2 Dragoons out there, so should be a Dragoon and a Reaver. Just not putting down his defensive position at his Natural Expo. Additional factories being put down by C, so he's finally going to start macroing up those 3 bases, of course, not being put down for no reason, so he's going to be able to stay off those 3 for quite a while. Has a few vultures going out there. Once he gets those mines on that, they're going to be able to be a big asset for him. Have speed on him at the moment, so they might really do quite a bit of harassment and annoyance. And it does seem like C's just thinking of going for just mass, and I mean really mass expanding this entire game. 2 shuttles with speed mill out there for Bisu, so if he can manage to get by that, manage to do economic damage, he will be in good position. Just going to run right by 1 shuttle. If dropping a couple of zealots, and that might lose one of his shuttles. Going to sacrifice one of his shuttles. They're getting a Reaver mill inside. C right on top of that, getting his SCVs off the line before anything too bad happens. Meanwhile now, this shuttle going to try to go to the main. Going to try to get this SCVs. Their siege tank already in there. Is there going to be a zealot? Reaver a little bit at range. Going to try to get one. Only 1 scarab in there, and only catching 1 single SCV. Not really best of positions. Going to try to go for that secondary yet again. Does have a Dragoon there at position. And there's no siege tank species right now, so he might get 1 shot in there. No, just trying to drop the Dragoon. Bisu desperately trying to micro this, but not quite managing to get any nice Reaver Scarabs in there. Picking off only 2 SCVs so far, not really too much damage in. But they're always just doing a good job being annoying, microing around, trying to get a little bit of damage done. Has Observer in there to kind of spot the position for him. Has to be careful in that to try to get nice Scarab there. Finally catching several SCVs, but still not quite paying off altogether because he's lost the shuttles, lost all of his units, a lot of tanks all over the place. Also, turrets being put up. Gonna get another Scarab in there. Is it gonna go off? Is it gonna go off? Oh no, Dot Scarab. A lot of SCVs there, but not quite managing to utilize this. Now Goliath's out there, so big threat to that shuttle. Shuttle's going to go down any second. Wonder if it's just going to go in close, pick up a few SCVs. Another Scarab going to call, pick another couple SCVs. Reaver's still alive in there, even though barely. Now that Goliaths are getting in there. Bisu kind of losing control of his shuttle a little bit, almost getting it picked off. Is he going to go for the Natural? Natural looks a little bit open here. There should be a siege tank in that position, though. They're at the north side, and yeah, Bisu's just kind of holding off with that shuttle. Knows that there's nothing that can kill him in that corner as long as he stays there, moving on some of the Dragoons. Oh my god, just going to lose 2 of them to mines. Oh man, that is some seriously sloppy play. I don't think he spotted the vultures at range, but he should, if he had done that, he should have definitely known. Oh my god, there's going to be some mines in there. Just another shuttle coming. It's going to be his 3rd shuttle, so he definitely knows. Going for the rear strategy. Meanwhile, as he does this, hiding away another fleet break and going carriers again. I do not know whether I like this strategy. I really don't know whether I like this strategy at all from Bisu. This is very risky play from Bisu here. Very risky play indeed. Meanwhile, not going to be a dropship coming in with a couple of tanks at that secondary. Only 3 Dragoons here to defend. This is going to be enough. Nice micro here from C, but at the end he is going to lose all this. I think he lost the shuttle. No, I think the shuttle might have actually survived, but the tanks go down with only pick off 1 Dragoon. And Wraith, meanwhile, went in there and picked off that shuttle with a Reaver inside the low right-hand corner, so just 1 Wraith to go take care of that. Bisu's still moving out with only a few Dragoons and an Observer, and really hasn't accomplished much with the shuttles. Picked off a few SCVs here and there, but not enough to really damage the economy too heavily. He's going to go for heavy carriers, and he's going to want to just go in there and do something with those carriers, because he really does not have the best of position right now. Doesn't really have much of an army presence. Has those 3 bases to 3 against the turn point. Not what you want to do, because C's now just moving out a little bit. Has weapons and upgrades in there, so he's doing a lot of damage to those ground forces. Also just slowly getting himself ready to, I think, might be expanding at that inside 4 o'clock position, I'm sorry. And he has something at the lower left-hand position. It might be a supply depot he put down, as he did the upper left-hand, just to put supply depots down to beyond bases beyond those the main, the secondary at the lower left-hand position. That is a fairly well defendable position beyond those eggs. Going to take all for ground force to get past that. So he is putting down command center there, a very hidden location. Might take all for Bisu to spot that. And when you have a Terran player that you're facing off against, that's actually controlling the map and picking up more bases than you are in a lot of trouble. Bisu right now really not at all in control of this game. Can't really do much anything to break the positions of C. And despite the fact he has weapons 1 upgrades on his carriers, I think, yeah, he's really not in the best position. Those Goliaths, with weapons 1, just with cannon boosters as well, they're just going to be able to a lot of damage. Bisu, yeah, going to put down the pylon here at the low left position, spotting that out, so he's going to be able